So our 2022 hunting season was quite eventful this year. We ended up getting some decent animals, our target animals that we were after, but it took a lot of work and there was a lot of blown stalks.
Oh, that's a nice buck. Holy smokes.
Bushnell presents Prairie Pursuit, brought to you by Bushnell, built for the pursuit. Ace Outfitting, small town, big adventures. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. JB Sausage Supply, your one-stop shop. Trail Runners Canine Training Center and Labrador Retriever Dogs and Puppies. North Pro Sports, performance archery and arms. And these fine sponsors.
We spend a lot of time behind spotting scopes and binoculars. I know you do too, Tyler.
Probably 90%.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, probably most of our hunting is behind spotting scopes and binoculars, looking for animals and just watching them, patterning them, and just figuring out where they sleep and where they go to feed. So one of my favorite animals is archery mule deer. I love hunting deer with a bow. It's quite exciting. You get in tight and you got to make a good shot.
Mule deer are herd animals, herbivores, and can weigh up to 300 pounds. They range from southwest Saskatchewan all the way down to Texas. Every spring, the bucks grow a new set of antlers covered in velvet, which help protect the horns and carry nutrients, allowing them to grow 1 inch to 1.5 inches every week. Most muleys lose their velvet by mid-September, so if you want to harvest one in full velvet, you gotta get out and hunt early in the season.
We're watching a buck here in the phone scope, and I'm pretty sure it's the same buck that I was after last year. He's got the very similar frame. He's way down on the bottom there, and it looks like he's got a little drop coming and a little nub on his left side, kind of similar to last year. I think he had an extra point last year on him, but this year he doesn't, but he's a lot heavier. And it is August 31st, so tomorrow morning, if this guy stays in the area and we got a bit of a wind, we may go after him. Stay tuned. So it's opening morning, and came out to look at the buck that I was watching last night. And there's another bachelor group of bucks here. There's actually one pretty good one in here as well.
This year I got a little bit lucky. We had came across, there was a good group of bucks that I was watching. There was one buck in there that I was after, and I sent a few videos and pictures to a couple buddies here. And they were kind of telling me to hold off on them, and I'm glad they did, because I got lucky that morning. I came across another buck that was in that group, and he just appeared with them. That was a lot bigger, and my tune changed. I was locked on that deer.
Watching a pretty nice bachelor group here in the spotting scope. There's one real nice one in there. Opening day archery, gotta love it.
So opening day, I was on stock number 1, and I had a really good win that day. It was down the bottom of the slough bottom. I called the landowner, got permission, and I snuck in on this deer, and it was hot that day. Like, it was, I don't know, it must have been 28 degrees with a big time wind.
Well, here's my plan. This deer is bedded right on the edge of the that middle piece that's kind of green. And there's actually a dugout right over here, but the wind's out of the south-southwest, so I'm gonna have to come in from that far side and see if I can't get close enough for a shot.
And I got to about 15 yards of this deer. He was bedded right in front of me with this little buck. And I got a text from my neighbor just down the street, and he said that there was a fire by my house. So I had to pull the pin pretty quick. I ended up doing a doe bleat on this buck just to get him up, to try and get an arrow into him, because I was within range. And he ended up, the little one jumped and ran off and spooked him, and he ran out to about, I don't know, maybe 45, 50 yards. And there was a heck of a side wind that day. And when I released that arrow, my arrow just drifted, I'm gonna say probably 6 inches to the left, and hit him in the shoulder. I could hear the thwack, and I watched him. I was by myself that day. I didn't have anybody filming. And I just had my Tacticam rolling. So I watched that buck for another 15 minutes, and he walked off. He had a bit of a limp, but he was totally fine. So I called Tyler. I was literally, in panic mode, because I thought my house was on fire.
I was almost on my way out already.
Yeah.
So you were in there for 4 hours before.
Yeah. I was sitting on that buck for 6 hours in total when I was waiting on him to stand. But I did get a text after the fact, of course, that the fire was put out and everything was okay. So we ended up staying on this buck, and you had brought me some water and Gatorades, because I was so dehydrated that day. I just about fell over. I couldn't sit there any longer either. But anyway, we watched where this deer went. We thought he was in a little ravine, and he wasn't. We watched that little one.
Yeah, there's a little one there. That was it.
Yeah, he jumped off and took off. And then we ended up just driving around, and we actually spotted this deer with probably, would you say, an hour and 15 minutes maybe left the legal time?
Yeah, about that.
We thought, well, let's give it a go. We got started doing the stalk, and we figured this buck was about 30 yards.
I think he moved when we moved, and we ended up getting into 7 instead of 30. We didn't even have the camera rolling. We thought we were still, we weren't ready yet.
Yeah, we thought that deer was 30 yards from us, and we were within range. When I looked down, I just seen this deer jump right up in front of us out of this tall grass, and he took off running. And Tyler, you ranged him quick, and you said 48 yards. I put my 50 pin on him, but I didn't compensate for standing on the tracks and being a little bit more elevated than him. And my arrow zipped just over his back, so we watched him run away again.
Just over top. I thought he was 40 actually, I was gonna guess. He's 50. Now he was 48. Oh, we were right on him. Man, that sucks.
I couldn't go after this deer the rest of the week, then I had to work. And that weekend I was busy. I couldn't make it out. So I had Tyler and Pince actually were out looking for this deer, and I'll let you tell what you guys seen.
Yeah, we had 4 days off that weekend, and we didn't see him once. Not once did we see that deer. We seen all of his buddies, all the does, and he was a ghost.
Yeah, he went into ghost mode pretty good. I was keeping in contact with these guys, and they couldn't find him, and that's what a lot of big deer do. When you educate them a little bit or wound them or spook them, they crawl down a hole. So I went back out with a spotting scope, and I got lucky. I came across him that evening. I seen him with his the bachelor group again.
Here's the big typical. I actually stalked twice opening morning, and found him again.
Game on. We were back on him, and we were able to stalk him. And this time Tyler was with me with the camera. I was at one end of the coulee, and we watched him actually run up into this field with carriganas. So we stalked up along these carriganas, which I didn't think was going to work, but we had to try it.
Just bumped him and went up here. I think it was about 150 yards down.
One thing when we look back at the footage, we can't believe how that deer stayed so tight against the carriganas. He was tucked in there that you could not see him at all. Well, what was the first thing that was going through your head when you seen that mule deer buck and he's walking like this, like a moose, and he was swaying his head at us?
Yeah, unfortunately not all the footage was caught of him doing a bull moose thing. Like, not many mule deer do that, but it was one of the coolest things I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
And it was at 15 yards to make it even better.
Yeah, I've never seen that in my life either. That just got me more worked up. I was shaking. You gotta be kidding me. I mean, we're waiting for this deer to step out into the field a little bit and start feeding. Well, he was walking right at us down these carriganas. He gets to about, well, afterwards we ranged it. It was 11 yards. And he just picks up the camera, the glare in the camera from the sun. There's nothing you can do about that. That's pretty tough to hide. But he was stretching out, and he takes off running and just about stops at probably about 15 yards. And right when he took off running, I drew back. And he stops at 40 yards. And he's quartering away and looks back at us. and I released the arrow, and yeah, I was lucky enough. I hit him really good. He only ran maybe another 40-45 yards.
Yeah.
And he was spraying blood the whole way, and he reared up and fell over, and we were just we were pumped.
Amazing.
We did it! Holy smokes!
Was that nuts or what?
That was insane. Wow.
So we finally got him. It was nice to get the deer that you're after.
That deer was no more than probably 9-10 yards walking down this tree row right at us. Holy man, I'm still shaking.
He had me pinned, not you.
He had, the camera was out, which is what we wanted. And this deer came, like I said, probably, I don't know, maybe 10 yards, 11 yards. And he ran out and he stopped at 40. And I put my 40 pin on him and drilled him. He just went down. I don't know, he ran maybe 40 yards and fell over dead. We just got a giant typical mule deer. We just got a giant typical mule deer. We've been after this deer for, well, since opening day. What is it, September 10th? I don't even know. We made a good shot on him and he's laying right over here. Let's go see what we got. Now you can follow this deer's blood trail. You can see his horns. Oh, what an absolute giant. Holy man, buddy. Finally got him. We were after this deer for 10 days since opening day, and made a really good shot on him. Wow. Well, we finally got him, and I am absolutely tickled pink. This is a beautiful, typical mule deer.
Normally I have a deer or two picked out way ahead of the season. He was a first day buck luck kind of a deer, so
it was a good luck to have. That was a gorgeous deer.
Especially full velvet, that's you're always trying to get him in the first couple weeks if you can. We switched gears and whitetail season comes around, and you had this deer pegged. Oh, it was early in the season, and you watched him for a couple months before the season even opened. He's got lots of footage and pictures.
I actually had him, there was about 2 weeks I had him dialed and he was following the same pattern and I was starting to get excited. And then it snowed, big time. Then the weather started changing, then the free rot started happening, and then all the behaviors changed and they changed. And 2 days before the season, I didn't see him for 13 days without seeing him.
Well, I just got a call from good buddy Tyler, and he just smoked his giant buck he's been after. He found this deer early in the season, and he was locked on him. He was not budging off this deer, and he made a heck of a shot on him.
It's time to go get our hands on him. I knew Calvin wasn't too far away, so I gave him a call once I got it. I haven't even went up to him yet, so it's been a long wait. Let's just say that. I had the belly crawl for about 200 yards, and then he didn't get up for about an hour and 45 minutes. And it was minus 22 this morning, so I was pretty cold. But it's all worth it if he's down.
Absolutely. Let's have a look. Holy smokes, man. He's a good buck. What a giant. Look at the frame on that deer.
Wow. The dying length, man, is unreal.
No doubt.
Look at those G3s. Yeah, that's worth sitting in the cold, let me tell you. I found this deer about middle of October. I actually kind of called him the ghost because he liked to go disappear for weeks at a time. I had him dialed down to the time he'd come out of land on the right trail. Then 2 days before the season, he went ghost mode for 13 days. And on the 13th day, I found him in a farmer's yard where I wasn't allowed to go. Had to watch him run on the posted land, and there's nothing I could do, but at least I'd found him. I knew where he was again. Took the last 2 days off of the season because I knew the weather was turning to cold, so I figured they'd be moving. And well, he made his mistake this morning.
Oh, congrats, man. There's nobody more deserving to get this buck than you. You stayed persistent on him.
He's my biggest buck to date, I would say.
No, all in all, it was a really good season. We both got our target animals, and we're already on the lookout for next year.
Bushnell presents Prairie Pursuit, brought to you by Bushnell, built for the pursuit. Ace Outfitting, small town, big adventures. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. JB Sausage Supply, your one-stop shop. Trail Runners Canine Training Center and Labrador Retriever Dogs and Puppies. North Pro Sports, performance archery and arms. And these fine sponsors.